Hello everybody and welcome back to Be Joy in the Kitchen. I am Be Joy and this is my kitchen. And so today I am going to bring back an oldie but goodie that I recorded about, 3 years ago I think it was. I did this for you all, but there's new viewers since then. And I know myself, my memory isn't all that good that I'd even have remembered that I did it if I didn't look it up. So we're going to do this oldie but goodie another time. It's called Satayama world famous curry. And it comes from the original Moosewood cookbook that was published by the Moosewood restaurant and by Molly Katzen, actually, not the Moosewood restaurant, back in 1977. When I was just a pup back then, about 49 years ago. So I've used, this was like one of the two vegetarian Bibles back then. This and then the Enchanted Broccoli Forest. Let me clear this back over here. So I'm making this meal today for a friend of mine who's recovering from hip surgery. Loves Indian food, and I thought, what a better thing, tried and true, that I actually make a lot often. So we're going to start. That's so simple. That's the other part of it. It's like so easy. First thing we're going to do is saute our onions, which I did while I was waiting for you. So I sauteed 1.5 cups of onions, and then I cut up a medium-sized cauliflower in florets, just like that. So we're going to put those in next. So we're going to make the sauce that it cooks in, because it cooks in its own sauce. And to do that, this is how easy it is. 1/2 cup of unsweetened shredded coconut. Boom. 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds. Boom. 2 tablespoons of cumin seeds. Whole cumin seeds. They're so flavorful. I love those. Then I've got 2 cloves of garlic. I don't have to cut them up, just cloves, because we're going in the Vitamix, and you know this thing will grind up cement. I haven't tried it, but just a thought. Then, let's see, I've got 1.5 teaspoons of ginger, and again, you don't have to go ahead and grind that up because it's going in the Vitamix. I've got 2 tablespoons. The original recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of peanuts. I prefer cashews, so those are going in. Then I've got some turmeric, which is going to be 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, just like that. Wow, it's going to make it nice color. And then we have next, there's 9 ingredients here, by the way. Then we have next, I have some Aleppo crushed chili peppers. You can also use cayenne if you wish, but I really like these Aleppo crushed. So I'm going to go ahead with those. And I'm moving right on down the line, aren't I? I'm almost done. Imagine that. And then some salt. We're going to put in a teaspoonful of salt. I know salt had a bad rap for a long time, but it seems to have come up in the world again. Unless you have hypertension and you need to be really, really cautious because of your physician's instruction. Okay, so then I'm going to add the juice of 2 little mandarin oranges to give it something to grind up with. Otherwise, you just have a bunch of a dry mess. Okay, so today, what I'm going to do to save you on your ears and the dance, we can still do the dance. I'm going to go in the other room right here and blend up my ingredients. Alrighty, I've got that all ground up. I hope you did the dance because I know I did in the other room. And I'm going to go ahead and put the cauliflower in here, mix it around a little bit. And I went ahead and added an entire 1/2 cup of water in addition so that we get this kind of viscosity. Just like that. See how that comes out? There we go. Got my handy dandy Vitamix paddle right here. I don't know if you guys have a Vitamix and you have the paddle, but the paddle's a lifesaver because you know how that stuff gets gets caught down at the bottom. So I've got this. Whoop. All right, we've got that. Got it in there. Put this to the side. I'm going to take a spoon. Just make sure I've got that mixed around. And we may end up adding a little bit more water to this because it becomes quite thick. See how that is? Or you can add more mandarin orange juice if you like. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead now and put this back on the fire. I'm going to cover it up. And I'll see you back here in about 20 minutes. I mean, you don't really have to wait 20 minutes because it's one of those turn it off, turn it on things. But anyway, I'll probably be back here for 20. Alrighty, well, I have just taken the liberty of pulling this off the stove with some raisins thrown in. And then at the last moment here, we're just going to put a little bit of half of a lemon juice. And let's just stir that around just a little bit. There we go. This is obviously going to be heated up later, but I wanted to not have you look at my messy pan. So I'm going to put this in a to-go here for my friend. And I'm also going to include, so we have that. I took a handful of raisins, put those in there. You just saw me put in a half of a lemon juice. Oh, this took me about 25 minutes for the cauliflower to get to the right, to be cooked. Now, if you do littler, smaller pieces, it'll cook more quickly. And then here's some raita that I just threw together. Sorry, I left you out on that one. It's just grated cucumber, non-dairy yogurt, which I use, and sprinkling of those cumin seeds I had before. Anyway, here we have it. Satyama's world-famous curry made by Joy in the kitchen with some raita on the side, all for my friend who's recovering from hip surgery. So that's what we have for today. Be Joy in your own kitchen this coming week or next week or whenever you view this. And don't forget to enjoy the yum. Till next time.